Hello, and welcome to Russia-Ukraine News, where we cover every latest on Russian invasion on Ukraine. Please make sure to subscribe and like the video. A brutal sect of Chechen warriors has reportedly executed Russian troops at the outskirts of a Kiev suburb. Ramzan Kadyrov, leader of Russia's Chechnya area and a staunch ally of President Putin, claims to have sent 1,000 elite combatants to fight in Ukraine. The Chechen warriors often share videos of Navy drills online, which has won them a fearsome reputation. Eyewitnesses have claimed that an in particular ruthless sect of Chechen soldiers executed closely wounded Russian troops in a field hospital that become located northwest of Bucha. Bucha, a residential suburb of the capital Kiev, shocked the world in April after Ukrainian authorities found mass graves and proof of torture after Russian troops had withdrawn. According to residents of the city, the killer squad of Chechen fighters, referred to as Kadyrovцы, had executed people as early as March 5. Mr. Kadyrov's guys have few pals in the Russian army, in which resentment left over from bloody wars in Chechnya with inside the 1990s nonetheless runs high. The Kadyrovцы, who have been used as a PR device in Putin's war, allegedly murdered their own comrades and operated a torture chamber in a tumbler manufacturing facility on Yablonska Street. The present-day claims appear to corroborate previous reviews via way of means of Ukraine's Ombudsman for Human Rights, Lyudmila Denisova. Deputy Commander of Ukraine's Territorial Defense Forces, Artem Hurin, become one of the first to go to Borodyanka, northwest of Bucha after Ukrainian forces recaptured the city April 2. Mr. Hurin, who's additionally a member of the Metropolis Council with inside the neighboring city Irpin, said they might deliver closely wounded Russian infantrymen to a large sanatorium that they'd there, and people who had been very closely wounded, they might simply shoot them. No one aside from the Kadyrovцы did this. He instructed the Daily Beast a string of stressful testimonies from citizens who had been tortured and raped via way of means of the Russian troops and witnessed accomplished civilians with inside the street. One lady recalled how she continued 4 days of torture via way of means of one Kadyrovцы soldier and one Belarusian soldier earlier than they brutally shot her husband with inside the head. Meanwhile, Bucha Mayor Anatoly Fedorik claimed Chechen troops tied white bands round prisoners' palms who had been captured, which had been just like the ones discovered at the bodies of accomplished civilians with inside the metropolis. Mark Voiger, a senior fellow with the Transatlantic Defense and Security Program on the Center for European Analysis, instructed Express.co.uk that the Chechen warriors have been tasked with an in particular sinister position with inside the invasion of Ukraine. The Kadyrovцы are being utilized by Putin to govern the Russian troops and maintain them in line, he claims. Mr. Voiger instructed Express.co.uk what they have been doing. Aside from the despicable atrocities like rapes and torturing and killing of civilians, it appears that they have been tasked with running because the so-called penal battalions. It become a Soviet invention with inside the Second World War for if you have unwilling troops. Penal battalions are installed vicinity to govern dissatisfied troops who are reluctant to develop whilst they're given orders via way of means of their officers. Mr. Voiger continued, since the Russian troops are tormented by low fight morale, particularly the brand new recruits from a number of the Donbas regions, the Chechens are used as a pressure to whip the one's new or unwilling infantrymen into frontal attacks in opposition to Ukrainian forces. I've examined reviews in which they act as penal battalions retaining the road whilst Russian troops run from the front line. Or I've additionally examined approximately executions of Russian defectors or mutineers, troops which have been hit by mutiny, had been treated extremely harshly by the Chechens. And so that they have a special, very sinister role within the Russian Navy, and that is one of the key obligations they had been bred for. Putin designed the system to have a neighborhood governor of sorts in Chechnya who would breed such a pressure of terror for Putin's So guys, with that we have come to an end of this edition of the news. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time. Bye.